Hi everybody, my name's Rebecca and welcome back to my bookish travels. We're going to give this a go again because I already filmed this once and I just was not happy with how it was filmed. So we're going to give it a shot again because obviously poor filming means that it's going to be a poor edit because I'm just going to have to take so much out. And I really don't want to have that. I'd like to have it more natural. So here we go. I'm going to go through the successes of 2022 from my goals that I had set. I will link in the description box below the video that has all of my goals for last year. Now with rewatching that video, I think I might have overwhelmed myself with having too many goals. So one thing that I took away from looking at that video again and reviewing it and the list of goals that I had that I wanted to accomplish, I have actually narrowed down and condensed what I'm focusing on for the coming year. So before we get into that, here are the successes from 2022. I wanted to read a total of 101 books, and I did succeed this goal and actually exceed it by reading 147. Out of all of the specifics that I wanted to read for the formats, the only ones I actually accomplished appeared to be on the Audible and audio side. I listened to the one audiobook and I listened to the 25 Audible. So I did hit those goals, but I was shy on completing the paperback, hardcover, and ebook goals. I also wanted to close 5 series that were open on my shelf by either bringing them up to the current book published or completing them in the fact that the series is complete. And I actually exceeded this one as well. I closed 18 series and I'm very happy with that. It has been a long time since I have accomplished that many, but I am trying to put more focus on completing series, especially because of the fact that I have so many open on my shelf. I also wanted to start a book club, and last year I did that, and it has kind of morphed into the 2.0 version already. There's some of the original crew that were part of the book club currently in place, and we actually have a couple new to the group, which is, again, it's nice to kind of have this mixture, and we're still learning as we go, so it's not exactly where I hope it will be, but again, everywhere starts from day one at some point in time, so it's still kind of forming into what it needs to be or what I hope it can be, and hopefully there's more participation as we continue to go, but I'm very happy to say that we are starting into the second year of the book club. I didn't get as far as I wanted to for writing a book, but currently there is 13,772 words written. And for me, that is a success in a way because it is more than I had written at the current year for 2022. So even a little bit more than I had the year before, I'm thankful for because it means the story is still continuing to progress. I am hopeful to at least hit that 50,000 mark for words before I go back and do some editing, but the story is going to continue on. And although this isn't a goal that I am making a priority this year, it is something that I'm going to continue to work on behind the scenes on my own for writing a book. The next 3 that I have, one was a success and the other 2 I consider a success, and I'll explain why. So I did accomplish earning $500 outside of my primary income, and that was something my mom and I did together, and we both were very, very happy with what we were able to do to achieve that goal. The other things that I wanted to do was to declutter or deep clean areas of our home. I didn't do the entire house, but I did do quite a few areas. And again, this is not going to be a priority this coming year, but it is something that I'm going to continue to put emphasis on because I did find it very alleviating to do a deep clean in areas and to actually get rid of things that were just sitting there doing nothing. So that was a big thing for me and I really enjoyed it. The other was to get active daily. I didn't get active every single day, but I will say that considering what I did the year before in 2022 worth of activity, I feel like I got more active than I was the year before, which for me, that is the primary focus, is to make sure that I'm getting active and that I was putting a focus on it. So again, this is another one that I didn't do it every single day, but I still counted a success. And also for this current year, it's not a focus for me to get active, but it is a focus in a different sense. So the first goal that I have is to read the Bible in a year. This has been something that I've shared on my yearly goals video for the past few years, and I just haven't been able to achieve it. So this year I decided that maybe taking a little bit of help in having a plan is going to help me to achieve it. So I'm actually using these 4 books. They're put out by the Daily Grace Company, and it is the story of redemption. And they have a little short page worth of something that coincides with what you've read for the day. And they also actually have a podcast called A Year in the Bible with the Daily Grace. And what I've been doing is every morning I get up, I read the passages that I need to read for the day, and then I read the page that coincides with it in the book. And then I listen to that 5-minute podcast episode that just helps delve a little bit deeper. So it doesn't feel like I'm reading the Bible alone. I know mentally that I'm not the only one that has this as a goal every year. I know that there's a ton of other people that do this as well, but but this is a really great companion to make me feel like I'm not alone and I'm doing it with someone else. So I'm really enjoying it and hoping that this is going to be how I will succeed in staying focused on reading the Bible every day till the end of the year and to complete it all in the 365 days. I've also been making it a point that I'm going onto my Goodreads every morning once I've read the pages in my Bible, and I'm updating my page count. So it's kind of also making me accountable on Goodreads, because if I miss a day, it means that I didn't do it. So it also means that someone could call me on it and be like, hey, did you not do your reading today? So I'm not saying that somebody's done that, but it is a really great reminder. And I've really been enjoying taking that time in the morning to just kind of calm and settle and listen. And it's just really been helping me each day, and I've really been appreciating it and being excited for that time. So those were the things I accomplished from my goals for the year of 2022. I'm very happy. I think I got probably about half of what I wanted to accomplish done. And it also made me, as I said before, reevaluate what I was choosing for goals, making them achievable, making it that I'm not overwhelming myself with goals, and also choosing ones that are really key and crucial for me. So this year, it's kind of a split between things that I want to accomplish and things I personally want to focus on for myself. And I think that I found a really happy medium, and I'm excited to share with you guys. These are my 2023 goals. The next thing I wanted to do is I bumped it up again this year. I want to read 105 books on Goodreads for my goal. So currently on my TBR shelf, I have 2,240 books. I have lessened that number since the start of the year, but that was where I was starting for 2023 of unread books. I'm excited about this number because one thing I'm making a priority this year is actually lessening my number of TBR books and not buying as many. And one of the ways that I'm accomplishing this is I actually bought these punch cards where you have 10 that you can punch. As you can tell, I've got 4 of them so far. Oh, you can see it better. There we go. I have 4 punched so far, but basically I have to have a full punch card completed before I'm going to allow myself to physically buy a book. And I'm not including the Kindle, Amazon Prime First Reads. I'm not including the Audible Editors Extra. Those are freebies that come with subscriptions I already have. So this is me actually physically spending money to buy a book. So for me to do that, I actually have to punch this 10 times, which means I have to read 10 books off of my shelf that I already owned at the start of this year before I can actually spend my money to purchase a new one. So that's one way that I'm combating and trying to actually encourage myself to read my shelves this year. And who knows, I may use these right away, or I may just hoard them and then purchase a bulk all at once. Maybe. Who knows? We'll see. But this is how I'm using these to combat my urge to purchase books. So the way that I'm kind of breaking down my reading this year, again, very similar to previous. I want to read 25 of each format: Audible, Kindle, hardcover, paperback, and one physical audio book that I have on my shelf, because I do have a number of physical CDs of audiobooks, and when I got Audible, I kind of put them to the side and I do want to finish them. I also, again, want to complete 5 series off of my shelf by either bringing them up to current or closing them in full, and I am already close to completing 1 series. I'm literally 1 book away from closing it off, so we'll wait until my Spinner app chooses another paper book, and then I will finish off that series, and I think it's The Royals by Aaron Watt. I have the final book left to read, and I'm dying to finish it, but I'm also using the Spinner app as like my buyers beware kind of thing, being like, all right, you got to read this book before, you don't have to buy it. There's a choice here. It's random. It makes it fun. So I'm using that as well as like a combat of buyer purchasing, impulse purchase person for books. So that is another way that I'm combating it. But when I hit another paperback version, I'm going to read the final book in the Royals because I need to know after I finish the end of it. Anyway, I just got distracted. So moving on to my next goal is that I want to focus this year on learning Dutch. So past years, I've been focusing on multiple languages that I've been learning, and I've decided that this year I'm going to hardcore focus on Dutch. So my goal is at the end of the year to hopefully be able to hold some form of conversation, as well as to be able to read Dutch a little bit better than I did previously. And hopefully that does take place. I also, again, want to earn $500 outside of my primary employment, and I'm hoping that with being able to do it last year, I can do that again this year. It's just a really nice way to either get rid of things that I've been holding on to and I don't need to, or perhaps, picking up a random job here or there that is going to bring in a little extra cash for my mom and I. So this is where it's going to bring in that whole getting active daily. I actually just want to get stronger this year. So because last year I was working on getting active daily, this year I really wanted to kind of take it to that next stage. And for myself, I feel that getting stronger is a really great thing because I'm now kind of in that groove of wanting to work out every now and then. I will tell you, there are some days I am kind to myself and I'm like, listen, it's late. It's been a busy day. I'm going to just take a night to relax. And tomorrow I'm going to work out again. And I've done really well with these kind days that I'm calling them. I haven't allowed it to progress longer than one day. So yesterday I chose to be kind to myself. I didn't get home till about 9:30, quarter to 10. So I chose to be kind, relax, and go to bed rather than working out. So I want to work on getting stronger, and if it means that I take some kind days where I don't actually work out, that's okay. It's not the end of the world. I just need to make sure the next day I'm being kind to myself by actually working out. Another thing I want to do is let my faith shine brighter this year. And with saying that, it means that I want to stop taking those steps back with my faith. And I really want to allow that to shine forth in my life, in my decisions, in my actions, in my words, and fully immerse myself in letting my faith take the lead in situations. And rather than me feeling like I can do it on my own, remembering that I'm not alone going through those situations. The next two kind of go hand in hand together. The first is I want to be present. So rather than thinking about that next thing, I want to take a step back, reground myself in the moment, be present with the people I'm with, and stop letting my mind run wild or planning that next thing I want to say or the next thing that's going to happen in a while or tomorrow or an hour from now. I want to be present in the moment and be thankful for that moment that I'm in, because really and truly focusing on those things coming up can sometimes be a scary thing or an anxiety-driven thing, or it can just be something that really just boils your blood thinking about it sometimes because they're like, oh, I don't want to do that. And we're losing that joy of being in the moment. The other thing is I want to work on having as little or no regrets as possible. And that's where this being kind to myself is coming in. I can regret that I didn't work out yesterday, but by being kind to myself, I'm saying, you know what? I needed that yesterday. I took that yesterday, and today we're going to start again. And it's okay. It's just making sure that I'm not allowing my kindness to overrule what I need versus what I want every single day. I also want to save $5,000 this year. I'm hopeful that I can get some funds set aside. I know I do have a larger trip planned in the spring with a friend. I'm not going to get into that because I'm going to discuss it either closer to or after it happens, because I'm really excited about it. And for myself, though, I also want to make sure that I am taking time to set funds aside for saving and making sure that I'm not just spending everything in the moment. So it's really being careful with my budget and what I'm deciding to spend and what I choose not to spend. And finally, I want to focus on more positive speech and actions. So for myself, I don't want to get pulled into conversations that are speaking negatively about people. I don't want to speak in a negative way for a situation I'm involved in or negative about somebody in general. I really want to encourage myself to focus on thinking about positive things as well as encouraging those positive things around me by engaging in activities and actions and words that are positive. So if I'm not feeling positive in that moment, maybe it's not to engage in the conversation. Maybe it's to pull myself back from a situation where maybe it is all negative with what's being said or what people are doing. And I don't want to engage in that and take on that negativity in how I feel about the person or the moment or the action. And I feel like this is a really crucial thing that for myself, it definitely helps your perspective, rather than being like, oh, I have to go to work. It's Monday. I can be like, all right, I get to go to work. I have a job that pays me. I'm done at 5 o'clock, or I'm done at 6 o'clock, or I'm done at 4 o'clock. So it's one of those things where if you focus on the positive, it becomes a positive. And that is what I'm hoping to do this year. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this video and listening to my goals. If you guys have any that are similar to me or any that you'd like to share, I would love to talk with you more. The comment section is down below and we can continue this discussion there. And I hope that you guys have lots of success with what you're choosing for goals this coming year. Until next time, I hope you stay safe, stay well, and I'll see you then. Bye!